Hey, how's everybody doing? How you guys doing? Thanks for jumping on here tonight. We're going to get into some really good conversation. Excited to have you guys on. It's going to be good, 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 good. Okay, great. I'm doing really good multitasking. Hi, baby. Doing really good multitasking right now. But jump on in here and we're going to get into some good conversation about investing in real estate. It's definitely a long game for sure, but it's a strong game. And it's one that I really want to see our people get into aggressively because I feel like we are literally in the middle of having one of the greatest wealth transfers that I think the world has ever seen. The thing about real estate is, guess what? The price is not going down. Rent is bullish, real estate is bullish. And so if you're paying rent, unfortunately, what you're going to see happen is that your prices are going to continue to rise and it'll get to a point where, it really becomes an issue. And so right now we see a lot of major cities are really having discussions about affordable housing, which is interesting to me because even affordable housing is not as affordable as people are talking about. I literally was in a conversation today with someone and they were saying that they're building affordable houses and they're like 300,000. I'm like, that ain't affordable housing. And so for people that are going to become investors and really want to make social impact and financial impact, I think this is a conversation that we have to have. And particularly those of you that are interested in investing in the inner cities, which, everybody is different. My goal is to hopefully be able to pique your interest in investing in the inner cities around America, and particularly the city of Detroit, where there is crazy, crazy, crazy opportunity going on across the board. I mean, just tremendous opportunity for people to really be able to get in and make a huge, 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 huge difference, really. And so that's what I really want to see. That's my heart, is to see that happen. And so yeah, so those are the things that we're going to be talking about. Hey, Charlene, how are you? I'm excited. Charlene is an investor and doing really, really well and on point, literally about to put her beautiful home on the market right now. So, there's a lot of great opportunity here for us to do. And so we're going to be having that conversation tonight. So go ahead and share this feed right now with a family member or a friend, and we'll get into it. I'm going to start off with prayer. So Father, we just thank you, Lord, so much for your goodness. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your loving kindness. Lord, I just pray now that you would open up the eyes of our understanding, open up our ears so that we hear your voice, we know your voice, and the voice of a stranger we will not follow. Now, God, cause all that we put our hands to prosper and be of good success. Lord, I thank you, Lord, now for supernatural recognition and understanding of the territories that you've called us to possess. You've called us to take over. Talk to us about strategy in credit, strategy in lending, strategy and off-market properties, contractors, title companies, everything that we need, God. We welcome Holy Spirit to lead us and guide us into great wealth and prosperity, making social impact and financial impact. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so listen, we're in the last quarter of this year already. Isn't that a trip? I'm like, dang, we are literally in the last quarter of the year, and there's definitely still a time for you to kind of make a decision to get some things in order. One thing that I've learned is that when you make a decision that, you know what, I'm about to really jump into something, God knows how to bring all the pieces and parts together. I'm sitting here right now with the phenomenal accountant. And I made a decision like, I got to find a good accountant to get stuff in order. And so, I said that to say, all of us have areas that we have to get in order. You got to figure out what are those areas that I need to get in order, and then start doing everything to literally put yourself in a position to, to just put things in place that you've kind of always talked about or that you've always dreamed about, right? I think that's very, very, very important. And so that's one of the things that we're doing here at a Certify, is making sure, helping you, that we help to get your stuff in order. What's up, Darkest? So I've got Jeremy. He's going to be joining this call in just a minute. He's texting me right now. Want to make sure that he gets that so he can jump in here and have this conversation. So anyway, I said that to say that I think that, we're all at a point where we have to kind of make a decision and see, hey, Trina, you have to ask yourself, okay, where am I at? Where do I need to be? What steps is it that I need to make? Because we can all just sit there and keep talking about what we know we need to do. But then there comes a time in your life where you got to say, I got to make the decision, and I got to seize, I got to take action. I got to move forward. I got to bite the bullet. I got to connect with somebody who has my answer. One thing that I've learned about being a serial entrepreneur is that I don't have to be good at everything, right? I'm sitting here with this amazing, she's a genius, I could tell, in accounting. And I love that because it gets on my nerves. Right? I want to focus on doing deals and finding deals and doing what I'm good at. And that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing a series on, finding your working genius. And then not just finding your working genius, but find other people in their working genius. And then all of you guys work together. Think about it. Championship teams are not won, Darkest, because there was just one good player, right? No, everybody was in their working genius, right? All the players on the team were in their genius, right? LeBron had to play his part. As good as he is, he would not be able to win the championship without a team, right? As good as his son is, they still had to have other people on the team. And that's just like it is in life, in family, in business, and every single area that you decide that you want to be successful in. You have to find out who are the players that I need to connect with. Think about it. Holidays are coming up, and there's probably some of you that are thinking about, family, who you already know auntie is going to make the ambrosia, or the cousin is going to make the potato salad, or the such and such. Everybody's kind of good, and you want them to do that because baby, if we eat her greens, we going to all be happy, right? Oh my gosh, if we eat her cornbread or her dressing, it's going to be on. So it's the same thing in business. You got to find out who are those people that I need to connect with in my life to get me where I need to be. Again, you can be brilliant, you can be smart, but nobody can be good at everything. It's just impossible. You're not going to be good at everything. So the key is to find out, where am I good at? Where do I need to plug into? Who do I need to connect to? Who has my answer? And you definitely want to get with people that put a demand on you to grow, right? You don't want to just hang out with anybody, all y'all just sitting up, he-ing it up, right? You want to get with other people that say, hey, what are you doing now? Where are you going now? Who did you connect with now? Like, what are some of the action steps that you're taking right now? Do you need anything else from me? Okay. Okay, cool. I told y'all she here. We making it happen, right? I got on here a little bit late because we were just trying to finish some of this stuff up. But so those are some of the things that I want you to be thinking about as we get ready to wind up October and go into November and then December. I think that I love the holiday. I'm a Jesus girl, and I love everything about the holiday. I love the decor. I love the giving. I love all of that. But I promise you, it's nothing like coming into a holiday where you feel like things are falling into divine order, right? There's something about the end of the year where you feel like, I started to accomplish some of my goals. I moved forward on it. I didn't just keep talking about it. I didn't just keep saying what I needed to do, what I'm about to do, but I actually took action. And so I'm spending some time talking about the action taking, because we're in a time now where there's tons of information. There are podcasts, there's sermon series, there's all kinds of amazing, great content out there. And you can just get to you could be a person who's just constantly getting good content. All day long, I'm listening to things that are in alignment with my purpose. I'm listening to things on real estate. I'm listening to things on wealth development. I'm listening on things that add value to my life. But at the end of the day, Carolyn, if I just keep listening and I don't implement and I don't sit down and have the meeting, I don't jump on the Zoom, I don't show up at the meeting, then it's like, what the heck am I doing? Right? So you have to become equally passionate about implementing the things that you know that you need, so that whether it's in your health, whether it's in your money, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's in your family, like, I don't know what areas you need to maybe look at and say, what have I just been kind of procrastinating on? But I want to encourage you to get some bulldog faith and say, I'm getting ready to aggressively move into these areas because I absolutely need to see change in my life. I need to see increase in my life, and things that have been unpoliced or things that have not been in order, I need to get in order. So whether that is, I don't know, what you're eating, whether like me, I needed to get my accounting in order, or whatever, like figure out where do I need to get in order and then start to implement those things. And so anyway, I started investing in real estate actually in 2017. Go ahead and share this feed because this is going to be good tonight. But I started investing in real estate in 2017. I started playing around with it. I had done very, very well in the cryptocurrency industry. I was taking a lot of my profit and then starting to move it into real estate, buying houses in the city of Detroit, 20,000, 30,000, fixing them up, getting tenants in them, and then mainly flipping them, making, additional cash, buying it for 30,000, fixing it up for 20, and then turn around and put it on the market for 80, right? Things like that. So I started doing that. And then I kind of got away from it a little bit. In 2020, I knew I needed to get back into it. Then in 2000, I think it was 22, FTX, which is a cryptocurrency company, the guy Sam Friedman, he like defrauded all these people on crypto, and I mean tons of people lost multiple millions of dollars. He stole their money, and it had a ripple effect on the cryptocurrency industry across the board. And I took a serious hit where I was making a significant amount of income every single month. I took a significant hit and it just all stopped. And so I had already kind of started thinking, Kim Kiyosaki is a good friend of mine and also a mentor. We'll be doing a book club together too, by the way, at the beginning of the year in January. I want to encourage you guys to get in that. Do you need me? Okay. I want to encourage you guys to sign up for that when that link goes out. But anyway, she had been saying, Jewel, you need to build the same thing you build in crypto. You need to build it in real estate. And she would, kind of say that every now and again. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get to it. Well, sometimes we don't make changes when we need to, then we are forced to change, right? Sometimes pain is the indicator. And I always pray, God, don't let pain be my indicator. Let me start making the changes that I need to make right now, today, so that I can get ahead of it and just be on course. And so anyway, I decided that I was going to go back heavy into real estate. It was something I was really good at. I just seemed to be very gifted, and just having the pieces come together, being able to find off market properties, being able to galvanize. That's one of my gifts, is I have the ability to galvanize groups of people in their working genius together for a common goal. And everybody eats. That's my whole goal, is I want everybody to be in a position to be able to eat. So anyway, I started doing that with contractors, title companies. I mean, everything that I needed just started falling into place. Favor at the mayor's office, and particularly the city of Detroit. Now, let me say this. The things that I teach literally can be taught, can be applied anywhere. The reason I have such a strong focus on Detroit is because the math. You got to look at numbers. It's not a deal unless it's a deal for Mecca, right? Everything needs to make sense. I was looking at homes in Nashville or even in Clarksville. Like I might be able to buy a house for 100,000 and I fix it up for 20. But then if I put it back on the market, if I can only put it back on the market for 120 or 130, that's not a good deal. You know what I'm saying? So why would I buy where I live most of the time, right? I'm going to go to a city where the math actually maths. And so that's why I have such a strong focus there. There's tons of economic revitalization happening there. And when you start thinking about investing in real estate, it needs to be in a city that is going to give you a profitable return. And so I started to invest and by doing buy and flips, but really the real money to be made is in buy and holds, where you have the ability to buy a property and then put tenants in the property and then cash flow that property every single month. That's how you really make money in real estate. And so we've been blessed to be able to put together a team of people that are really, really good at what they do and help you first establish where is your credit? Where is your credit? Then once we see where your credit is, we have credit strategists, Yvette. Hey, we have credit strategists that will help you to do a credit analyzation to look and see where's your credit, where does your credit need to be, and then start aggressively helping you to get your credit together. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you that as an investor, you're going to want to make sure that you always have a good credit person around, because one thing that you're going to end up getting on your credit report is you're going to end up getting hard inquiries. Every time I apply for credit, every time I get increased credit, those things show up usually as, hard inquiries, right? On my credit report. So the credit strategist that we have, I'll have her come in and do a sweep, because you can have good credit but still not be able to get credit. Now, I always tell people that you want to use credit for the purpose of investing in real estate. This is not credit for you to go shopping, to buy a Gucci bag, or to go to St. Thomas, or to just hang out, or to go shopping. This is credit that you should use specifically to create cash flow. Well, everybody put in the comments right now, cash flow, right? Cash flow. That's where you want to be, is cash flow. Now, I'm going to say this. Credit is, real estate is a long game. You get into real estate not because you're trying to hit a lick, though you can hit a lick, but you really want to think long term, that whatever amount of money you want coming in every single month. All right, that's right. Put cash flow in those comments. I said for Mecca, I want to see it. Cash flow. Put cash flow in the comments. All right. Say that out of your mouth right now. Cash flow. Everybody needs cash flow, right? Because I want you to get to a point where you don't have to show up at work, where you don't have to buy a product, you don't have to buy a service, you don't have to educate, you don't have to do anything but get up and all your bills are paid, Juliet. That's where I want everybody's long-term goal to be. So that means that if you are used to, I don't know what amount you want coming in every single month, just put in the comments, how much money would you want coming in every month? You didn't have to do anything. Not that I want you really to retire, because I feel like when people retire, they end up dying, right? I think you should refire, right? So, hey, Ashton. So what you want to do is figure out, hey, how much money, Joyce, do I want coming in every single month? So if that number is 10,000 a month, Shakira, or that's our realtor who does a phenomenal job for our community and the Accetify community. Okay, Fameka said 10K a month. Okay, somebody else, how much money do you want coming in every single month? Maybe it's 15K, maybe it's 20K, maybe it's 50K, maybe it's 100K. You can literally create that, Trina, in real estate. You can create that in real estate. Now, again, it's a long game. A lot of your success in real estate is going to have to be to renew your mind. You got to renew your mind, because we're used to making like that fast. Okay, if I do this, I'm going to do this. If I do this, Kanichia, I'm going to get this. Okay, no, you got to be patient. Okay, I want everybody to put patient and urgent. Put patient and urgent, because you have to have a degree of both of those. You have to have patience in real estate, and then you also have to have urgency in real estate, right? I literally was talking to my property manager today. We just took possession of a multifamily, thank you, Lord. And I told her, I said, so like 3 units need to be filled. 1 unit is ready right now. I said, we're going to take that 1 unit, get it filled. Then I'm going to use the money from that to get the other units going, right? So I should not necessarily look to expect to make a whole lot of money from that multi-unit in 2024. Now in 2025, I definitely will be, right? And it's still going to take time, because you have to do your down payment, you have to do your closing costs. So all those things are considered depreciation, right, accountant? Right. Very good. Right. So this is what, huh?
Those are expenses.
Those are expenses.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to just chime in a minute? Okay. I'm going to let her just chime in a minute. Okay. Yes, honey. Go ahead.
So depreciation is the value of the property. And when you put in, so you're going to go in and remodel those. And so that goes to the basis. And so when you add all of those together over 27 and a half years, they let you depreciate those. So that reduces your taxable income for that time frame. And then when you sell it, that's your basis. And now what your profit is would be the difference.
Okay, that's really good. So even though those properties are going to be cash flowing, I technically will still not have to end up paying a lot of taxes on that.
Correct. So that's why people invest in real estate, because that's one of the easiest ways to make money and still pay less taxes.
Your accountant could never. Okay. All right. So I might bring her back on so you guys can hear from her later on. But this is why it's so important. And this is why you're really going to be good in where your tax liability is concerned. And then just make sure you get an accountant that really does understand, real estate, right? Because if they don't, you could end up having a high tax bill, but you really should end up having, I know a lot of my investor friends who owned like hundreds and hundreds of units, like 1,000+ units, they pay like ipiquito taxes, like very, very little. So just make sure you have an accountant that really understands that, okay? So being patient in real estate is very important. And then at the same time, being urgent in getting the units, fixed up, getting the units, getting a good property manager in the unit, getting the units filled so they're cash flowing, right? All these things are very, very important when you start talking about investing in real estate. One of the main things that we like to focus on here in Acetified is we like to focus on people doing buy and flips first, right, Juliet? So that you can get profit to take that money to do another purchase of buy and hold, right? So let's just say, for example, we're actually going to look at a property tomorrow that Shakira, our amazing realtor, found for us. This property, they're asking $120,000. I have no idea what the rehab is going to be. Just looking at it, if I had to guess, I'm going to say 40. But the doggone thing, ARV is looking at between 260, I think you said, Shakira, what was that ARV? Between, let me see, I'll look at it right here. You said it, you sent it to me earlier. But I want to say that ARV is like between like 260,000 and 80,000. That's amazing. You buy it for 120, you put 40 in it. And remember, the lender is going to pay, the lenders we put you in touch with, they're going to give you 80%, 80 to 85% of the loan to value. So if you are buying the property for 120,000, multiply that by 20%, that's what you got to come to down. Okay, yeah, she said 260,000 to 275,000. Okay, that's good. That's awesome. All right, so let's do the math. Take out your calculator, everybody. Come on, take out your calculator. Let's do the math. And this is what they're asking, but we could even go in and offer lower. 120,000 times 20% is 24,000. So let's just say with closing costs and everything, L'Oreal, hey, is $24,000. $24,000. So 120,000 times 20% is 24,000. Let's just say your closing costs, all that is because to put you at 30,000. We are going to help you, put you in touch with one of our credit specialists to get you at least $50,000 in credit. All right. Now pay attention. Remember, this credit is not supposed to be used for Gucci bags, Louis Vuittons, Cancun, none of that, child. We're not using that money for play. This money is purely being used to create cash flow. Okay. So you technically don't even have to use your own capital. And this is the game that's been being played a long time. Okay. And we just get into the party, but that's okay because God is going to redeem the time. All right. So if you got $50,000 worth of credit available, you need $30,000 to come to the table to play. And then you got to give your contractor. So let's just say The rehab, what I tell y'all, the rehab, I'm guessing rehab is 40,000. Okay. If the rehab is $40,000, all right, the lender is going to give you 100% of that rehab. Okay. So the cost of the home again is 120,000. The closing costs, down payment, all that, 30,000. I'm just guesstimating. Okay. Is going to be $30,000. You're going to use the 30,000 that you got from the $50,000 credit. Okay. All right. Now, after you do that, then you got to get ready to pay. You get approved for the loan. Yay. All right. Your holding costs are probably going to be about $1,200 a month for that mortgage. You got to turn on the light. You got to turn on the electricity. And then you got to pay the contractor the initial cost. So even though the lender is giving you 100% of the rehab as a part of your loan, you still have to come to the table and give him his first amount. So if rehab is 40,000, you need to be prepared to pay him $15,000 to get started. Once he starts that, they're going to do an inspection, come, and then give you a draw for 15,000, and then you do it again until the entire $40,000 is paid. Okay, any questions, class? All right. All right, now, on average, rehabs are taking anywhere, depending on the size of the home, anywhere between 4 weeks, I will say 1 month, and 4 months, right? It just really depends on the size of the home and what we have to do. And so that's going to depend. All right. And then sometimes supplies. We had to wait on Juliet's house. It was a couple months just waiting on. She had a big, she bought a bigger buy and flip for her first one. And she had 22 custom windows, I think it was. And it took a couple months just to get the windows. Then it took DTE. Something was going on with the electric, and that took another couple weeks getting that. So her rehab has gone on for probably about 4 or 5 months. It's beautiful though. She's gonna make a nice bag. About to put it back on the market. So it just depends on the size of the home. I usually recommend staying with 1,200 square feet or less on your first, ideally, because I want you in and out. Okay. So you put it back on the market, and let's just say you put it back on the market. You bought it for 120. You put 40 in it. Let's just say that's 160. Let's say some other costs came in that we didn't. I say always pad it, $5,000 to $12,000. Let's just say, you're all in 170. You put that thing back on the market for 260. You see, Shakira put ARV 260 to 275. That's off the chain. She almost make $100,000. That's strong. So you're in good shape. You're in very, very good shape. And these are the kinds of properties, Trina, that I'm looking for you. Okay. And so this is the game. So you do that, and then you say you go find a duplex. We just sold one of our clients a duplex for, how much was that duplex, Shakira? I don't know. Was it 100,000 maybe? Very nice home, 3 bedrooms, I think, up and down. And she's going to probably get $1,500 to $1,800 a month, upstairs and downstairs. I think $1,800 a month. So $1,800 a month, that's $3,600. That's $3,600 a month. But she only paid $100,000. She paid 85. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, girl. Me and I'm working genius, baby. That's strong. So her note on that $85,000, what I think is $20,000 worth of rehab, $100,000, just say all in, her note is probably only like $700, but she's gonna be collecting $3,600 a month. It's good, ain't it? Right? So you $3,600, every month, and that's the first year. So imagine what's going to happen when she refis that puppy, and or maybe even pay off by using her buy and flip money. I don't, in investing in real estate, I'm not real big on people paying stuff off, because most big investors are not trying to pay off. They're getting in debt. Now, your personal home, if you want to pay that off, I'm all for that. But a buy and flip, or a buy and hold, It's no rush to pay that off, right? I mean, it's no rush to pay it off. My account said the same thing. It's no rush to pay it off. So don't be in a rush to pay that off. Take that cash and let's go buy and secure more properties, right? That's really what we need to be doing. Okay. And I know you already know if you need something, just let me know. Am I good still? Okay. Yeah, so you don't have to be in any kind of rush to do that. Now, let me say this. If you want to just join the community, you like, listen, I need to be a part of this kind of talk. I need to be a part of this kind of talk because I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I've learned about success. Whatever you want to become really good at, you got to like submerge yourself in it. You can't like you're not going to come over here and see me just doodling unless it's on a doodle day. But on any given work day, Monday through Friday, I'm in my bag listening to the right things, talking to the right people, doing some kind of deal evaluation. I am hyper focused on my goals. And you have to be in a community that is hyper focused on their goals because guess what's going to happen? The little fear monger is going to come and say, I don't think you should do it. Oh my gosh, I heard so many war stories. I don't want to hear about your war stories. I want to hear about success stories, right? Whatever you become a part of is what you are going to hear. I remember when my ex-husband left me and, it was a mess. I had a newborn baby and I was broke and I had to move back in with my parents, and it was just a situation. And I remember somebody's like, you need to get with some other single moms. It's hard. And I was like, I do not want to sit there and get with a bunch of women that are single parents and talk about how hard it is. I'm not believing for it to be hard. I'm believing I'm a tither. I'm a giver. I'm believing for Jesus to bring a nanny. I'm believing for her to bring a housekeeper. I want money. I don't want to wait on child support. Like I had to get around people that were on that. I don't want to sit there and hear about all your horror stories, right? It's like if God is healing your body right now from, let's just say the C word, I don't even like to say it. You don't need to sit there and talk to other people that, their family or loved ones died from it. I mean, I hate that, but I don't want to hear those stories. I want to hear stories of victory, people that ate right and did the right things and came through it. And so it's the same thing with success in real estate, success in any area of your life. You have got to, on purpose, submerge yourself and get around that community. And so I really want to encourage you to do that, to join the community because we have a lot of value. We're working every single day. You can get on a setifiednow.com to get the information to join. It's $59 a month to just be a part of the community. And we do 2 Zooms every single month. I highly recommend that if you're on here, it's probably because you're ready to go to the next level. And we bring on the best of the best. And we have real conversations, not just the victories, the challenges, and all in between. But I promise you, it's probably one of the smartest decisions that you can make. And it's not a coincidence that people like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, when you pull back their wealth portfolio, real estate is a big part of that, right? And so don't be so desperate to just hurry up and hit a lick. I want you to do buy and flip circle. You're going to hit the lick, but I really want you to do holds because that is really where the money is made, like for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. Okay. All right. Now, the other thing is for those of you that are ready to, say, I want to be coached. I need to be coached. I'm not just saying this because I don't even like to really call myself a coach. I'm just a girl that wants to help you. Okay. I just feel like coach is like so overused. I'm like, I'm over that word. I realize the functionality of it and I operate in the functionality of it, but it kind of annoys me because I feel like everybody's a coach and everybody doesn't need to be a coach because I like to talk to people that are living it. Just, are you living it? I don't really care about your title. So if you want your hand to be held, can I say it like that? Okay, this is my own little thing, right? Then you might want to get one of those packages. Okay, you might want to get one of those packages. And so we have a 5K pack, and the 5K pack is basically where I'm going to give you the blueprint from beginning to end on buy and flip or buy and hold. I'm going to hold your hand through that process. And you'll have everything that you need. We'll help you find the off-market property. We'll connect you with the contractors. We'll connect you with the title companies, and just kind of mentor you through that process from beginning to end. Okay. Some of you are like, no, I really need my hand held for real, for real. I want you in all the group text messages with the contractors. I really want you a part of the entire process. And it's really up to you. I will tell you that it is not hard investing in real estate, but I'm going to be honest with you, it is not easy either. And I like to paint a realistic picture. Um, Most of my clients have gone with the 10K, but I have had some who's like, hey, I'm going to do the 5, which is totally fine. It's really up to you on how confident you feel about going into those territories. Okay, going into those territories of real estate investing. Um, and then there's a 25K package, which is going to give you mentorship for 12 months, and we're going to get as many doors as possible. The first thing I'm going to do is we'll do a one-on-one. Once you get signed up, we'll do a one-on-one analyzation, and we'll kind of meet. You'll meet with one of the team members first, and then you'll meet with me, and then we'll kind of look at where you are. Have you ever invested before? Have you ever done a buy and flip? What's your credit score? Do you have an LLC? Do you have an operating agreement? Do you have a bank account with your LLC? We'll look at some of those basic things that I know that lenders are looking for. And then we'll start to establish what we call a schedule of property. A schedule of property basically says, how many buy and flips have you done, or how many buy and holds have you done? If none, that's okay. We'll start to build that portfolio out by doing a buy and flip first. Then we'll go to a buy and hold, ideally a duplex. It's ultimately up to you as an investor, because every investor does things a little bit different. So you have to find out what your sweet spot is. But I personally like to see my clients hold at least duplexes when they get started. That's 2 rents coming in every month versus 1. I like single family for flip, duplexes plus for your hold. So we'll do a duplex for you, maybe 1 or 2, that establishes to the lender that you're responsible, you know what you're doing, because they look at those numbers. And then after about those 90 days of having those duplexes, we can go on and start finding maybe a 4 or a 5 or a 10 or a 15 or a 20. And you'll find out that managing a 4 unit versus a 20 unit is honestly not a lot of difference. But making sure you have a good property manager along the way is very, very important. And then, I mentor you through just even holding the hand of your property manager initially to establish your brand. How do you want your property? So this one multifamily I just closed on, when we did the inspection, I could not tell that these precious people were living. It's affordable housing, so it's in the inner city of Detroit, Section 8. But these precious people were living with mice and roaches. I was appalled and they said they had been complaining to the prior landlords for a long time. And so I immediately literally had an exterminator over there at a day. Like, I'm not allowing that. And I was involved in that because I told my property manager, and she scheduled it. She did a good job. She scheduled it. But I was like, was he there today? Did he go in the basement? Like, that is important to me because I would freak out. We had a mouse in my house one year, like, I don't know, it's probably been like 6 years, and I freaked out. So I don't want anybody living like that up under any terms. So we changed that. Then I found out that in unit 2, the stove was not working. She said she had been complaining about this. This is an older Black lady. And I'm like, she said she had to take the city bus to her daughter's house to cook. I'm like, what the heck? So I hadn't made a dime off of it yet because I just closed, but I'm like, I got to find the money and I got to buy this woman a stove. That's unacceptable. Then I found out her heat doesn't work in Carolyn. Like, what the heck? So anyway, we got our heating unit going up tomorrow. But my point is that I want to make sure that I mentor you through these things, because I I know that there's nobody on here that's not looking at that's not looking at being a landlord and not a slumlord, because there is a difference. And so we want to make sure that you are in a position where you are making social impact and also financial impact. And so the first thing I did is I cut down all the trees where all the boogeymen people would be feeling like, not safe. So we cut down all the trees, we cut the grass, and just started to make sure that the units, we put up floodlights all around the property. And so just things to make the tenants feel valuable, feel important, and feel cared for. And that's very, very important. I think that's very, very important, especially when you decide to go into affordable housing, because unfortunately, some of these people they won't speak up for themselves. She kind of spoke up from the whole complex. Nobody else told me that all this was going on. She did, and I'm very grateful that she did. um, because we are correcting all those things immediately. And so when we start talking about getting mentorship and Accetify, we're not just talking about one sector of real estate. I want to make sure that you become a holistic investor, that you understand credit, that you understand, making sure that you get your credit swept and clean on a regular basis. Like I got a bunch of, yeah, Shakira said, thank God the property is under new ownership. I know the tenants are so grateful and they will stay for a long time to come. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, so like you got to get your hard inquiries removed because you're always going to be looking at doing deals. So having a credit strategist that can get those hard inquiries off is important. That's going to be something that is not going to just be a one thing, because we are ultimately at Accetify. The vision of the company was birthed not to just help people get one property. The vision was for people to get as many as doors as that they desire. I asked you guys in the beginning, how much money do you want coming in every month? Some people said 10,000, some people said 20, some people said 50. So you just kind of think, okay, that's how many doors I need to get, right? And then when I get that, that's what's going to be coming in every single month. And that's what we want to do. And just keep in mind too, the beautiful thing is we have gotten really good at what we call the BRRRR strategy, which is where we pull the equity out of the property, right? You pull the equity out of the property and you can go on to the next property and you do it again and again and again and again. And then you create relationships with these lenders that have all your information on, file, and all you got to do is call them. We pretty much use the same lenders. Like we use the same 2 or 3 guys over and over again. And you just keep running a play. We've got good rates with them. What is he doing? Can you jump on? So yeah, you get really good rates with them. You get speedy service with them. All that. You get all of that. You get all that. So I'm texting Jeremy now, and hopefully he should be able to jump on here. But he's a lender that we use a lot, and he's fast and he knows his way around this wonderful world of investing. And if one person can't do the deal, another person can do the deal. Now, while we're waiting for him, the other thing I want to talk about is that there's always a way to skin a cat. Literally today, I had a really great deal fall on my lap today, Shakira, that is an apartment building out of whatchamacall, that's out of Southfield, Michigan. And they are wanting to do a seller finance deal, which is sweet. And I think it's like 40 units, and it's also commercial property too. So it's really an opportunity for somebody to come in who may not have a lot of cash initially, or maybe not even have good credit, that we could literally put this person in a multifamily. Now, I wouldn't put this on a new investor. This would have to be somebody who, I would say has, some experience. But if somebody's got something, we got some people in the community that have experience, this could be a great deal for you. And they have already been approved grants from the city of Southfield. That's a yay. And they also have the city basically saying we approve of the plans that are going to happen here, which is amazing. So that stuff is really, really good, and it's really strong. So so those are just some of the things that I wanted to share with you guys tonight. I hope this was good. I don't know what happened to Jeremy. I was texting him. He was saying he was getting on, but nonetheless, I killed the live nonetheless. And I want to encourage you guys to join the community. Get on it, certifynow.com. I think you'll really love it. You'll have a lot of fun, a lot of growth opportunity. We also meet every single month live in the city of Detroit, where you'll have an opportunity to come and actually look at property on the ground, right? As well. But we'll be meeting. We have Chase Bank that will be there November 26th at 7 p.m. And you can register for that on jeweltankardevents.com. You can do that. So make note of that. November 26th, jeweltankardevents.com. Okay. All right. I'm excited. This is great. This is good stuff tonight. Thanks for jumping on here, and look forward to working with you guys soon. All right. God bless. Good night, everybody.